position was created because the disability community in the United States encouraged the administration to create a position which would help us to advance the rights of disabled people in countries that we're working with around the world, and to use the examples that have been developed for many decades now within the United States to help governments learn more about how our government has advanced over the last number of decades, the role that disabled people's organizations and other civil society organizations have played in working with government to enable them to have a clear understanding of why it has been important for the U.S. government to consider violations of human rights against disabled people in an equal way to the way we look at violations of human rights against people from different racial backgrounds, gender backgrounds, etc. There are a number of areas that I feel we've been doing some very good work within the State Department. One is our Education Cultural Affairs Office and our IIP office have really been looking for opportunities to integrate disability into their work. And we've seen this in increasing numbers of disabled people who are participating in visitors programs where people are brought from overseas to the United States to learn about life in the United States. There are various speaker programs where people come from the United States and go overseas to meet with civil society and others to talk about work that's been going on. There's been an increasing number of people who are specialists in accessibility or discrimination who have been traveling to other countries and helping to share information on work that we've been doing, and the inclusion of disability in the human rights discussion has been really improving. When Secretary Clinton was there, she was including disability, for example, in one of her last major speeches in Ireland on human rights, where disability was included a couple of times, clearly discussing the issue of human rights violations and how the denial of rights to disabled people is the denial of human rights, and we have to be working on this issue. So I think it's becoming a subject matter that is gaining greater prominence, and people are seeing this as an important part of our work. We have much more to be done, but I think a lot of that really relates to helping people get the substantive knowledge they need to do their jobs better. So I came to Germany because BMZ had a conference this week where they were rolling out their strategy on inclusion of disabled people into the work that they're doing. So I was asked to participate on a panel. And I've, as a result, worked with the embassy on setting up a whole series of meetings with people from the Bundestag and from state governments that are working on disability issues. And we met with an anti-discrimination agency here and a number of disability organizations. So for me, it's an opportunity to learn about the work that's going on in Germany and to share information about work that we're doing at the State Department and in the US. And ultimately, we're looking for also closer relationships with the German agencies that are doing international human rights and development work so that we can continue to develop relationships. I've been visiting Germany now since 1972. So I would say that there definitely has been important progress that's been made, a growing disability rights movement, good legislation that is being passed in many areas. I believe there are a couple of areas that many people in Germany are also trying to improve, specifically the number of disabled children that are still attending completely segregated schools, the number of disabled people that are working in segregated employment settings. I think those are both areas that we're very happy to talk both with civil society and government about what we have been doing in those areas. Certainly the US has many issues that we're still grappling with, but I think we've had a number of more years' experience that we're very interested in sharing.